Okay, hey guys, coming to you from round 3 of the Oceanic Team Championships 2019. So this round we have New Zealand. This round we have Queensland up against New South Wales. So it's a real big match, and we've actually got 2 big name Australian players on the stream right now as well. We have Morgan Reid up against Ben Doyle. So we've had a little bit of a delay in setting up. We had an internet connection issue, but when we go back in, we'll see where they're up to now. So we've played for about 3 minutes.
Cheers.
Oh shit. Cheers, mate. This is going to be a stressful round, so. Feed us over, baby. Okay, so we've seen, we'll talk about the squads first. The overlay will be updated, but we have Kylo Ren with Advanced Optics and Sense. We have Scorch with Fanatical. And we have 2 Zeta Squadron survivors with Advanced Optics on Ben Doyle's side. On Morgan Reid's side, we have a huge bid. I believe it's 187 points. We have Rick with R2 Astromech and Predator. Daredevil. And 2 Initiative 2 Gold Squadron V19s. And then we have Anakin Skywalker with Delta 7B and R2 Astromech. So a massive bid. Yeah.
It looks like they've got the table the wrong way around because Morgan seems to be playing Republic and Ben seems to be playing
That's correct.
First Order.
Oh yeah, I know, right? This is crazy. So we've got a really conservative approach from both players, but keep in mind that we've only been playing for about 3 minutes, I believe the round's been going for. So now Ben has a significant disadvantage in that both Rick and Anakin will be moving after him. But Kylo is such a monster, and if he can leverage like a good positional play with his Zeta Squadron recruits and with Scorch, he can hopefully try and threaten Anakin away from the fight enough. Because while Anakin does have the potential to regenerate shields, he only can regenerate 2, and these Zeta Squadron recruits with Advanced Optics can really put some pressure on him. And the fact that they can shoot front and back all the time now means that a flanking maneuver from Anakin won't necessarily be the strongest option. So Morgan's really going to have to leverage like a range 3 engagement at all times, essentially, with Anakin to make sure that he only gets shot by like 1 or 2 of these Zetas.
If anyone can do that, it's Morgan Reid, right?
Probably, yeah.
These are both like masters of ace play.
Absolutely, absolutely. So here's
this is going to be a super good game to watch.
Yeah, it is. So we just need to update the timer, and then we're going to be ready to go. But yeah, this is going to be an absolutely phenomenal game. So it's an interesting kind of trade-off because they're very similar squads in support. I think the Zeta Squadron survivors will do a lot more work than the Gold Squadron troopers over the course of the game. Morgan has probably given Ben first player, so these Zeta Squadron survivors are going to be able to block up the Gold Squadron troopers as well to prevent them being tanky with their evade and focus tokens, which means Kylo and Scorch will probably just be able to eat them. So where do you think the engagement's going to happen here? Okay, yep. So
right here.
Right here, right through there. So do you think Morgan's just going to do like a conservative 1 forward with his Gold Squadron? Yep. So 1 forward, maybe focus or evade. Rick will just scream in with a 3 bank probably.
He may even be turning out because he doesn't. I don't think he expected that.
You don't think he expected the jump in?
No.
Oh, yeah, you listen to the table right now?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
No.
3 forward. Yep. So we're going to see some good trades. The Zetas are likely just going to come off probably superior simply due to the fact that they have more firepower.
Can he?
So he's attempting a barrel roll, but he won't be able to make it. And a 1 forward off that V19. So the 3 forward off of the Zeta Squadron survivors is a really good move because it's going to prevent Rick from getting extra dice unless Rick does like a 4 forward, which is probably not where Rick wants to be because he wants to be up near this gas cloud and shooting that middle Zeta Squadron survivor. So here's the barrel roll of aid likely. What do you reckon?
I'm not sure that Morgan will have gone slow with Rick. He may be powering up the side there to get around.
Like a big 5 forward flanking move.
Yeah. I mean, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. He's better at this game than me, man. I can't guess what he's going to do.
Anakin's likely doing a 2 or 3 straight or a 1 bank to the right. What are you looking for, man?
My computer.
Oh, your computer. Okay, cool. So there's the timer, guys. So we've now been playing for about 10 minutes. Yeah, so Kylo needs to be very wary of like a 5 forward off Anakin and then a fine-tune controls to get off that rock, just for like that beautiful range 1 engagement. Yeah. So, streamer, we're having lots of buffering apparently. That's what it's saying. We'll see how it goes.
Still a bit up and down right now.
Yep, we're in the red at the moment, are we?
Well, it jumps up to green, then back to red, then green, then red, green, red.
Okay. So yeah, here we go. The Kylo's being wary of that forward maneuver over the rock with Anakin, just as like a surprise move.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if Morgan will have done that. He's he's aggressively conservative, if that makes sense.
That's usually true for both of these players. They're both masters of conservative play, and I guess this is probably sort of a Padawan versus Master thing. Like, I'm sure they've done it plenty of times.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if they would have practiced this matchup in particularly, but this is where I think he's done it. No, the one bank conservative. Yeah, there you go. So he'll be able to barrel out or maybe take a target lock or something similar, because the one hard in next to that rock will probably fit. So this will be a really bad guy. This is an important turn for Anakin because he doesn't want to miss out on a key engagement here. He might actually be able to barrel roll in behind this rock, actually, and to get some shots on either Scorch or Kylo. But he doesn't want to trade shots with Kylo just yet, unless he can guarantee a good shot, because the threatening of like a panic pilot or a wounded pilot off Anakin is pretty hard. Off of Kylo Ren's
panic pilot is tragic on anybody, man.
It is, yeah. But I mean, I guess Anakin can survive it a little bit better, simply because even if he does a blue maneuver and he has someone in range 1, he can shed 2 stress in 1 hit. Because thanks to his ability. So yeah, that's what we thought. Anakin's going to be around the back of these SFs, but he's still threatened there, which is the hard part. So here we go. We'll see what the trades are. So probably just trading support for support. I think any shot onto Rick would be wasted. If you're Morgan, who are you targeting though, Mark? Clearing the chaff?
I feel like he'd be wasting shots on Kylo as well, to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay, so he's probably spreading a force.
Why not?
And yeah, you probably just try and tank as much damage as you can with these V19s. Don't worry about your offensive output.
I mean, Ben knows how this game is played. He's been playing Jedi and Torrents for a while now.
Yeah, absolutely. Has he talked to you about any of this stuff?
No.
No? You're out of the loop?
No, I am 100% mouth shut.
There you go. So hit crit off Scorch. So it's going to be a hit crit onto number 4, I believe it is. And it's a damage sensor array. Is that this one? Okay. So damage sensor array, only focus results. Focus actions. So that's going to be good.
So we'll just pick one of these?
Yeah. So
You'll still need to update that hull, I think.
So we're actually going to be shooting at Rick there. A bit of a wasted shot, but I don't know if he had arc on anything else, so it's not going to hurt. And we're going to probably try and finish off the front V19. So we've got an optic shot with a focus, so he could very well get some good results here. And there we go, 3. So if Morgan blanks out here, he's dead. And he has not. So the V19 is going to have 2 left. And the return shot. So we're probably going to be just trading range 1 shots into the lead Zeta Squadron Survivor.
It seems like the correct choice.
So range 2 followed by the back one. Sorry, the back V19 first. Hit. Oh, that's just 1 shield. That's okay. It's not quick draw, so it's not too bad. And then a range 1 shot here, doing hit crit. Not bad. So we've only lost 2 shields for 3 hulls, so it's not too bad. But here's the strength of these. I think this round will really show the strength of these Zeta Squadron survivors. So the Zeta Squadron survivors can just kind of go forward and not take any shots. The only issue being that Ben will be moving his I2s first. So if Morgan wanted to, that middle V19 could easily do like a 2 Talon roll in the way, or to where that Zeta Squadron survivor is already.
Yep.
Anakin's pretty out of the fight. What do you reckon about Anakin?
He's gonna come in and get his money's worth.
Yep.
Like, they're both super patient players. So when you see things like Anakin on the outside, Rick on the outside, you know it's not going to be long until they're in their perfect position taking shots. Like, these guys will not want to trade shots. They will 100% want to have free shots.
Yeah.
At all times.
Absolutely. Yeah. So streamers, how's the stream going at the moment for you? Just give us as much feedback as possible. Isaac's going to work frantically to fix as many issues as possible. We're in a green right now, so looking pretty good.
It's all green, baby.
Morgan's pretending here that he doesn't know the dials of these ships. Okay, so Rick...
Classic slow play tactic.
Yeah, exactly. So Rick is in a really good spot right now to do like a 3 hard inwards, but he needs to be wary about like a blocking attempt from the outside Zeta Squadron. Kylo's in a really good spot. He can either go out toward Rick and take almost no shots at all, or he can kind of go inwards into where the V19s are, because even if he gets blocked, he doesn't really care.
I think Ben would go for the outside, take as few shots as possible.
Mm. So you reckon he's going to nestle in behind that gas cloud, like toward the top of the board?
Probably. He's going to want to line up Rick.
Yep.
But he might feel like he's not going to be able to.
Yep. Yep. The only other issue is that if Kylo does like a 2 hard out toward where the other Zeta Squadron is, then Rick doing a 3 hard in will get more dice, so he's likely not going to do any damage. The Zeta Squadrons could very well like turn in on Rick, like because they have a really good dial, so they could do like a 3 hard in, prevent Rick from getting all of his extra dice. But Anakin's in a really commanding position right now, and Kylo's got limited options. I mean, one kind of tempting route would just be like a 5 forward over that gas cloud. You still got all the mods.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Clear stress.
You don't need an action.
Exactly.
You're not going to take shots. Just get out of the way.
And Rick will only be a 2 dice shot there as well, so it's very unlikely that Rick will do damage to Kylo.
That's if Rick turns that hard.
He might just do like a 3 bank to try and avoid a block off that Zeta Squadron?
Can he?
He can do a 3 bank, yeah, beautifully.
No, I mean, is it going to get him out of trouble?
I think it will, because if I'm Ben, I really want to clear these V19s as quickly as possible. We're getting there, Twigger, we're getting there. So I think if I'm Ben playing this matchup, I really want to get rid of the V19s as quick as possible.
Speared again. Did you do that?
Okay. And if I'm Morgan, I probably want to get rid of the Zeta Squadron survivors as quick as possible, because this kind of matchup, very similar archetypes, and you're kind of in a race to have as much pressure on the board left remaining in dealing with your aces in the endgame.
Oh, for sure.
So
100%.
100%. And I think that the Zeta Squadron survivors probably put more pressure on than anything else. Yeah, so
there he goes.
Turning in, blocking the 3 hard or the 3 bank, which is a really good maneuver.
Does that block the 3 hard? It's really hard from this angle.
It is hard from this
it's
angle.
It's blocking the 3 bank.
Yeah. A 2 hard in as well. I guess I keep forgetting that they can shoot at the bum.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he's going to take full advantage of that.
Yeah.
He's given the opportunity.
He's just bumped a whole bunch of stuff.
Clumsy.
So the only thing that Ben has appropriately done here as well is if Morgan is prepared for this move off Ben, he'd have to do a 2 hard in with Rick, which means that he'll be getting less dice or equal dice to everyone.
Yeah, he's following in.
Yeah. And this is still fine for Ben because he can shoot at the bum.
Well, it depends on what Scorch has done.
It does. But even a 2 forward bump with Scorch is like largely
Not terrible,
okay
right?
because you just take extra dice and go crazy.
I think that's clearly Morgan's plan, is get Scorch to bump and hit him with that other torrent.
Or with Anakin, yeah, absolutely.
We'll see if Anakin comes in this turn.
I think he's
He
gone
might not.
toward the gas cloud. So we'll just have a look here. He has, yep. 2 bank toward the gas cloud. He's actually going to land that maneuver. Really wasn't expecting that.
Like a glove.
Like a glove indeed. I do wonder what Kylo will be doing now, though. This is really interesting. I think he's probably doing the 2 hard in to follow the rest of the swarm.
He really wants to punish Rick, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. I think Rick being so hard
What is
to
that?
kill... Yeah, there's the
Yep.
2 hard. Rick being so hard to kill means that you kind of... if you get that one good shot at him, you just do it.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, so...
It's the first time Ben's flown Kylo since he flew him off the board.
Yeah, explain what happened in that. That was 1.0, right?
No, I don't think it was. Was it?
I think it was against Actor?
Oh, it was Magic Belt Regionals. Magic Belt Regionals. Actor cornered him pretty well.
Yeah.
And Ben's only choice was to try and jam in a hard 3 to get out of the position, and he didn't. And he's never lived it down, and he has Where's Kylo printed on the back of one of his shirts.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We love it. And what's Rick done? Beautiful
Come
5.
on.
4 forward or 5 forward there? He's a bit fucked there. So he can just token up though, that's the issue. So he'll get extra dice against everything. A reposition won't really help him because it'll limit his options next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Morgan's just discussing whether or not he wants to do a bank boost, which will mean that he has to do a 3 hard or 2 hard next turn to stay on the board. So
that leaves it way too obvious.
Yeah. So Ben's really corralled him well here, but if he can't kill Rick, then he's kind of a wasted effort.
It's going to be painful if Rick doesn't go down now. That's going to be disappointing.
It is, yeah, because it's kind of playing into Morgan's plan of baiting with a really durable ace and then letting his V19s kind of clean up the rest. And as soon as these V19s clear these Zeta Squadron survivors and Scorch, then Anakin has a good
Anakin
time
versus
against
Kylo
Kylo.
is a bad time, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he can still do it. Kylo can still absolutely hunt Anakin because they're quite maneuverable as well. They both have passive force mods, so if Kylo doesn't stress himself, then
it was 1.0 advanced census PTL Kylo that he flew off the board.
Okay, so he is doing the Daredevil boost. Here we go. But he's not going to avoid arcs from anything. So,
but it's going to make next turn open if he
yeah,
survives.
it is. So he's actually blocked. If you do the 2 hard, if you do the circle around this one, so that guy won't be able to do a 2 hard in to pursue Rick, which is a really good move. He might be on the rock there with Anakin. Oh wow, like a glove though, right? Plenty of room.
Let's do a fine-tune barrel roll.
So he's barrel rolling out and forward, which is going to allow him to maybe boost or target lock onto Scorch. He might be in range of Scorch here. Yep. Yeah, he's discussing the target lock versus boost right now. So positionally, I think I'd want to boost in toward the center of the board. That's just me, because if you do kind of stay there or move to the right-hand side to where Rick is, then these Zeta Squadron survivors will really threaten Anakin next turn with the 2 hard inwards.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so there's the position, there's the reposition toward the center of the board, which I think is a really strong place to be for Anakin. Ben Doyle says that he sees Morgan's plan. It's like 4D chess over here.
Oh, they do, man. They do. I can't play either of them. It kills me. Yep.
So that's on Scorch. Probably just going to take a shield.
No, I didn't think he would.
Doesn't want to take
I wasn't
damage.
expecting Anakin to spend that extra force, to be perfectly honest with you, to get 2 hits.
Probably wants to... Actually, that's a good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because Scorch doesn't have a shot on Rick, so stripping the focus doesn't really help. So here's the beauty of... here's the beauty of Advanced Optics Kylo. So he was able to spend 1 force to flip his focus result, and then he's able to spend the focus to flip the blank to a hit. So Advanced Optics Kylo was just phenomenal.
But still did nothing.
Still did nothing. But now he's stripped all the tokens off Rick. It's very likely that Rick will not die here. Yeah.
Jesus.
Nutting out. Yep, so he's now going to shoot into number 4, the previous damaged guy. Yep, so range 1 back into the V19. Optics for 2, could kill it if he blanks, and he does. But he forces the choice here. So Morgan's debating whether he keeps the focus for mods or not, and no, he's going to spend it to stay alive. So, token stripping all around here. How's the stream looking, Isaac?
Yeah, it's still,
Okay, cool.
still it is what it is. I'm
So just one, and we've natted away. All right, bit of a fist bump.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa!
What happened there?
Oh no. Okay,
Mistakes were made.
There we go.
Tom's like, quick, do my hair.
Do my hair. I can't show the bald spots, right? So I'm just trying to listen to the table audio, but I think I'm going to put it down because it's kind of distracting me. So this is a really important turn for both players. Okay.
Very.
Very important. So I think Morgan got really lucky with taking no damage on Rick there. I probably would have expected a shield or two. But in hindsight, it doesn't really matter because he's got R2 Astromech, so he can likely regen them. Now, the reason that this is such an important turn is because what this SF up in the top left-hand corner does is kind of questionable because he's not going to be able to pursue Rick to the right. Now, he can definitely turn left and use his back arc to shoot, but what happened just then with Ben not doing any damage to Rick might mean...
Hey, bro.
Hey. Might mean that he switches back his target priority to clearing these V19s, which I think is the right thing to do. I think Ben should really focus on clearing these V19s to get like a pressure advantage, because he's in a commanding position now, Ben, in the kind of like the midfield. Any thoughts on that, bud?
No, I agree. I reckon the last one, let me get on here. This one here,
Yep.
it doesn't quite line up.
Yep.
Let's try putting a circle up here. There we go. Jesus. So I don't think he has any hope of a shot. If he comes in hard to the left, he might still have arc on Rick, but I'm pretty sure Rick is powering out of there.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's gone. He's
Yeah,
up here somewhere by the end of this.
Yeah.
This
He'd
still
probably
doesn't
do a
line up
3-bank
properly.
or a 3 forward with Rick and then just take it easy.
Yeah.
Kylo can pressure him with the 2 hard in toward Rick just to make sure that he uses his arc dodges or his actions to like evade the arcs while he puts pressure on the rest of the board state here on the V19s. So
do you see I'm thinking a 4D chess move where he bumps one of these intentionally and really stitches these two up. So if he bumps this one into Kylo,
yep.
that's not Scorch, is it?
No, Scorch is behind it, just
Yeah.
to the right.
So if he bumps that into there and clears Scorch out the way, these two are probably gonna cluster up.
Yeah, well,
and get stitched
actually,
up.
he doesn't need to bump this V19. Sorry, he doesn't need to bump the top SF there because Scorch is actually going to block the V19's movement anyway.
Of course.
Yeah, so like where Scorch is right now is fantastic. He could probably do a K-turn or a sloop because he really needs to... Scorch doesn't want to get stressed because it shuts off the ability. But that V19 with the crit token next to it, number 2 I believe, is 1 hull away from dying. So I think Scorch probably just K-turns here, trying to get the damage in. And yeah, maybe the SF start like circling toward the left-hand side of the board where Morgan's standing and reclaim the center of the board.
Kylo goes hard right and tries
Yeah.
to chase down Rick.
Exactly, yeah. So I think that's a good idea.
It's a problem though, because he's while he's chasing Rick, Anakin's going to come past and take a free shot, I reckon.
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
Swap sides.
okay, so we've gone a 1 hard to the right, which will be a stressful maneuver. So even if they bump, it doesn't really matter because they're not going to getting actions anyway. And yeah, okay, so he's going to maintain the pressure on Rick, which does mean that he won't be able to. He unfortunately won't be able to like keep arcs on these V19s. Turn off the table. Oh no, pause.
Yeah, he's chasing Rick.
How many people do we have watching, Isaac? If it doesn't matter.
30, 33.
Okay, cool. Well, cheers to everyone that's tuned in. This is one of the most fun X-Wing events in Australia, I think, annually.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah?
I got some really good pictures.
Okay, great. I can only dream of what you're talking about here. Yeah, see, it's a good move from Morgan to kind of meet these SFs and alleviate the pressure off Rick a little bit.
Well, for Morgan, even if the SFs did go the other way, he still would have assumed Kylo would have gone hard right.
Yeah.
So he would be getting free shots on Kylo if he still does go that way.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah, so Sneaky Reaper, I think I agree with you, but the issue is in a mirror match archetype. I wouldn't say that this is a mirror match, but it's very similar archetypes playing against each other. What this generally comes down to is the board presence in the end game. So Anakin's really fragile, right? Especially against these front and back arcs off of the Zeta Squadron survivors, especially with advanced optics. So the beauty of it is basically that you need to trade support ships. If you trade support ships, then Anakin will likely deal with Kylo in the end game. If you don't trade support ships, then you're in a bit of trouble. Yeah, what are you laughing?
I'm laughing at these two.
Oh, okay, right.
Yep, Kylo's bugging out.
Yeah, exactly. So he's going to keep Anakin honest here.
He's not falling for that trap.
No. There was no good position if he was going to pursue Rick with the V19. With the SFs toward the right. There was no good position for Kylo.
I wonder, these two here. It's hard to tell if these torrents have arc on that.
I don't think they do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're pretty content.
Because the back one looks a bit closer, but no. I reckon Ben's got away with it.
Yeah, I think he does, which means that he's in quite a good position. But Morgan will be able to block up the movement of the middle SF quite well with Rick's positioning here.
Yeah.
And it's very unlikely Rick takes any damage at all because he's done a faster maneuver. He's going to have focus evade. He's not going to take shots from Kylo. Yeah. And number 2, the one with the crit damage, is now behind a gas cloud, so Scorch isn't going to touch him either, which means that Morgan's going to have to waste another round trying to go after that V19.
Ben.
The V19, yeah.
Ben's going to have to waste
What did
another
I say?
round.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But it's fine. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries anyway.
You have to try, absolutely.
Like, take that shot with Scorch.
Yeah.
But, yeah, statistically,
Yeah, so he's
it's
locked
better
on
than
that,
trying to shoot Anakin. The other torrent,
Yeah, you don't want to shoot Anakin here, I don't think. I mean, if that torrent's on 1 health left, you just go for it.
so Anakin on the front SF at the top.
Yep. I think that SF's the one with damage already. And blank out, that's going to be half
Boom,
points.
boom, boom.
Not going to be able to kill him this round, though. So with some careful positioning off of Ben, he's going to be able to prevent the death of that SF before Anakin.
1 and...
Okay, so he's going to go for number 1, which is the undamaged one. But it's probably a good move because he knows that he's not going to take any damage. I think he rolled too many dice there, but that's okay. So here's the potential damage on Rick. Very unlikely, though. Oh, hit crit. Natties.
Who needs mods?
Okay, so he's going to have to spend a token here, which means that the range one-shot could do damage. So here we go. I love watching these kind of games. I really do. And we've got just 2 coming in, so very unlikely. There it is. Spends the evade, takes no damage.
Yep.
Rick's so hard to catch, man. So hard to catch, especially with an R2 astromech. Call me... You're going to make a liar out of me?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, then no shot?
No shot.
Beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so this is an important round as well. Every round that we're talking about here.
I mean, we're talking about Ben Doyle versus Morgan Reid. Like, this is never going to not be an intense match.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. So, what Ben needs to do is the SF with the Tiger Lock on it from one of these V19s.
Yep.
He's going to have to make sure that that cannot get shot by Anakin, because leveraging the initiative 2 in this turn means that he'll be able to shoot at something before Anakin kills it.
I'm not sure he can.
You don't reckon? I reckon a 3 hard to the right towards Anakin is probably like a good move. Anakin could very likely just 2 sloop toward the left though, like onto the gas cloud. But then he could be threatened by Scorch. So
And
that's the layers upon layers.
That SF still got its rear arc. 3
It
hard
does.
to the right still gives
Yeah.
it a shot on anything that ends up behind it.
Exactly. But if Anakin is able to shoot it, it's dead.
Yeah.
So that's what Ben will be like processing now, because Ben really needs to clear that other V19, and then he can trade Zetas for each other. Man, I honestly think that Ben's wasted time shooting Rick. I really do, because I really think that like it was a good ploy to catch Rick when he had to go slower, or when he had to daredevil to like keep the to keep his presence on the board. But that just kind of gave Morgan free shots into his SFs and even the playing field there.
So you still think he should have gone for V19s first?
100%. Yeah.
100%.
100%. I do. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean. So in a match like this, I think that you do need to put pressure on the V19s and the support, because you get natural pressure on Anakin through the back arc of these SFs, okay? So if he had have been more central with his SFs and kind of pursued these V19s, Anakin wouldn't have been able to flank through the back without getting shot anyway. They're my thoughts. Yeah, exactly. That's right. But the thing is, the beauty of these SFs is you put the pressure on Anakin via just pointing your arse to him. You know what I mean? So that's my thinking. What do you do with Kylo here? Talon roll? Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of Talon rolls.
I think Talon roll is the absolute move on Kylo right now. Because even if Anakin turns in, which he probably won't, you'll get shots on him and you'll be able to trade. You don't need a sense here. I think the topmost SF is in a really good position as well. Just one bank, take a focus, get a kill shot, you're all gravy.
Morgan's calling Ben a bad man.
A bad man. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah. If you're Morgan, what are you doing here, do you reckon, with these V19s? Just
with the
get them in way?
V19s?
Yeah.
Probably trying to get... I'll go short.
Go short?
Right? And just... If you're in the side arcs of the SFs, it's 3 shots.
Absolutely.
And if they do turn in towards you, you're just trading, right? You're just 1 for 1, which is the worst case. Like, there's no way that Ben's going to get the advantage of shots there.
Yeah. So here's that 2 hard in with the SF, making sure that a slow move with Anakin is punished, and making sure that he'll probably make sure that a fast K turn behind him is punished by the other SF in the top right corner. Sorry, top
and the
left
rear
corner.
arc.
And the rear arc, exactly.
Yeah,
But the 5K is dangerous right now because it means that
he gets
Anakin...
to shoot first.
Yeah, he'll just kill that SF, exactly.
You reckon he can fit that in there?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and even with this...
That's about a 2, a 3. Yeah, it'll be... Rick will be out of the way by then, right?
Yeah, Rick will just move.
It'll be about there.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's going to barrel roll to trying to... I think he'll probably pressure the sloop there on Anakin, which is also a very good move here with Anakin.
Yeah.
But if he starts blocking up these V19s, then the sloop is likely going to be blocked.
But it also...
There's the 3K. Ooh, that's a risky one off Anakin. Sorry, off the V19. He might make it. Probably will. Yep, plenty of room. Ooh, maybe not.
Like a glove.
That is close, man. I don't know if I would have risked
Nah,
that.
heaps of room.
Heaps of room? Okay, fair enough. So the Kylo move here is going to be really important. But Scorch should be able to kill that top V19 now with like a 2 bank toward the top screen. Yeah. I'm a big fan. Isaac's intently watching the game and not watching the the screen. Look at Haribo over there. Sorry? No, that's fine. That's cool.
Who's got Haribo? Where?
I'm going to show him around later.
No, I was just joking.
Bro, have a gold bear.
Gold bear? I want a red bear.
No, they're called gold bears.
It's the brain.
My name.
My
mind has
brain
just been
doesn't process
blown.
that. It's red.
Interesting move with Scorch here. I really would have turned left to try and polish off that V19. It is a good move because if Anakin's turned in, it's going to be blocked by his own V19, and then Scorch and Kylo will probably be able to punish him.
Yeah.
And there's the boost in as well, yep. Good move. This punishes the sloop as well. Oh, what's Ricky done? I want to know. There's the 3 bank in. So even with a Daredevil, he won't be able to shoot that that middle damaged SF. So this is... I think Ben's probably done it well. Oh, actually, the Daredevil might get there. Nah, surely not. Surely not. You listen to the boys?
I I think he's rolling out.
Yep, that also makes sense. Getting the evade, rolling out to make sure that that SF doesn't get any good shots on him. This is the big move. Has Ben trapped Morgan here? I think the 5k still fits with Anakin.
It could be no, he's turned.
Turned in. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ben called it, and we didn't, and that's why we're shit and they're good.
You are not fucking wrong.
Has he made that? Surely not.
No.
So he's bumping in. Okay, so Scorch and Carlo are going to be able to really punish Anakin here.
Good job, Ben.
Who are you rooting for? You rooting for Ben? I guess you're a Queenslander.
Is that even a question?
Yeah. What does the streamer say? Not Siri. Stream, who are you going for? Let's hear from you guys. Let's hear from the stream. So this is going to be an important block here because Scorch, yeah, it's going to be a big one. Anakin will likely not be able to shoot that SF in the top as well. So this could be a really problem round for Anakin.
Hard one bumps are the bane of my existence.
Yep, absolutely.
But professionals do it themselves.
They do. They don't need a judge call. No way. So what's going to be really insulting here is if Anakin one-shot Scorch. It's very unlikely, but that will
you
turn
imagine
the table.
that?
That will absolutely turn the table. Oh, he can do it. He's doing it, yeah. So this is, here's the blank out.
Don't.
No. Okay, so he's spending the focus
to not
taking
die,
a shield and a
thanks to-
crit. Queenslander Darth Blythe. Do you know who Blythe is?
Probably.
So shield crit, panicked pilot on Scorch. So it's just a blank one, effectively. We don't need it because it flips over.
Yep.
Yeah. But Fanatical will trigger now, so this is a big one. So optics and a force on Anakin, just one shield. This Scorch shot will be huge. 2 from Scorch into Anakin.
Did he really expect to roll natties then?
1. He wanted natties, I think.
I mean, of course he wanted them.
The
You don't get to complain where you roll 3 dice and get 2 hits. Like
The
that's
panic
not a thing.
pilot was rough as well, because it means that.
Cough.
Oh my goodness!
So that's just one at a time, one at a time, one at a time.
Just shields, yep. That's right. So the panic pilot there was actually nasty, because it switched off Scorch's ability. Oh, he's taking a crit on Anakin. Is it?
That's this guy.
Oh, he shot the
That's
top
these
one
two
there.
shooting
Okay,
up
sure.
here.
So that guy's dead, and now Morgan will return fire. We weren't entirely sure what the damage was, unless
Who's
he
he
gets
going
double
into?
natties.
Because I can't see.
He's going into the damaged SF there.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So they traded an SF for an SF, and now Morgan will probably be... Morgan got off light there, I think. The panic pilot off Scorch prevented Ben from rolling that extra dice. So that was a lucky crit. Very lucky crit. And
Morgan's
now...
trying mind games.
Is he? What's he saying?
Yeah, Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah. I think now is the issue because Kylo can't really punish any of Anakin's moves here. So Anakin's kind of free to just disengage.
Do what you want, man.
Yeah, exactly. And Scorch won't be able to maintain that really nice 4 dice attack if he gets range 1 for at least 2 rounds. So, yeah.
I mean, I feel like Scorch and the SF go for 8. I feel like Scorch and the FS keep going for Rick.
Yeah?
I don't know that he's going to try and get that torrent.
Well, the beauty of it is, right, is that, like, that SF can hop over the torrent and use the back arc to shoot him if he can't get a shot on Rick anyway. Rick probably tries to turn in here, I think, to polish off Scorch. And it might very well come down to an Anakin versus Kylo game with half an hour left.
I would love to see that.
It would be good. It would be really good. Yeah. So Ben usually wins all the tournaments up in Queensland, right?
No. He's a
middling player at best.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Not even close. We just have a fucking amazing group of players like Tweak, Quentin. Those guys are up there
Nobby
as well.
Yep. Are we live again, are we? Okay, cool. So we're live again, guys. No, you're right.
We need the picture, yeah.
So we didn't
There we
lose
go.
anything, I don't think. You just saw a good image of me.
F.
Yep, stream down. Is it back now, guys? Just let us know. So
Ben.
Carlos,
See, these guys know what's up.
they really want Ben to win.
I mean, I'm pretty sure most Australians would.
Yeah? Just because it's Ben or just because it's Morgan?
This is Ben.
Because it's Ben?
Yeah, so all the foreigners that listen to Minox probably go for Morgan Reid because they're the only name that they know, right?
Yeah.
They talk about him all the time, and
They
he's
do.
got a massive man crush on him.
Yeah.
But
We all have a bit of man crush on Morgan.
sure.
Yeah? Fair enough. So, yeah, I think, man, Carlos' positioning here is really good. I think he got a little, I think Ben got a little unlucky with Carlos' rolls there because he only rolled one symbol. So that's like the only roll that you don't want to see on an optics Carlo.
Yep.
That one. But he can sense Anakin here to try and go for a block with Carlo to make sure that the position is good. Because it's very likely Carlo...
I feel like it's too hard to go for the block. Like, Anakin's got so many choices, even if you know where he's going. Like, it's going to be very hard to put yourself in that position.
That's true, but a too hard left with Carlo, like toward that gas cloud, allows him to block the 5k, block a 2 sloop, or get behind Anakin.
You don't reckon that will put him on the gas cloud?
Nah, I think the perspective from where we are right now is quite hard, but the too hard puts his base like almost exactly where Scorch is, I think.
Maybe we're about to find out.
Maybe we are about to find out. Absolutely. So I think pressuring Rick here is a good idea.
He will. Yeah.
Yep, there you go. So Rick very likely could have done a 3 hard in here, and that SF's just going to take a focus token. If he doesn't get shot on Rick's, he's just going to shoot out the bum into the V19. So
Yep.
that's probably a Talon roll? Nope, just too hard. Trying to put pressure onto Kylo here. Taking a focus token. What are we doing with Scorch? Looks like a 3 bank, which is a risky move if Rick turns in.
You're not wrong.
Or is he going to bump? No, they're just resorting this out. Okay. Yep, so he's going to hop over Anakin, put pressure on Rick, might even get a bump if Rick does a 3 hard in. So that'll be really interesting to see. Not clearing the stress is an interesting choice, but I mean, if you assume that you're going to die with Scorch before you clear both stress,
Yeah, doesn't
just,
matter.
Just get the shots in. We didn't see
In for the kill.
We didn't see a
2 bank?
We did see a 2 bank, but we didn't see a sense off of Anakin. Sense of Kylo.
Yeah, I still think Ben knows that it's pointless. I think he knows that Anakin's got too many options, that for him to waste it figuring out which one he's done
Yep.
is still a crapshoot.
Yeah, and then he's done that beautiful 3 hard in
Eek,
to get
eek.
blocked by Scorch. So that's a really good move.
Shots on Kylo, but
Yeah, but he's only... I mean, he will be rolling 3 dice. That's true. So there's the 5k or
Yep.
the 5 forward. Yeah, so... I think the 2 hard barrel roll would have fit there and blocked that 5k. But it's not range 1. So that's a definite benefit. And hopefully it's not in the bullseye arc, so Anakin can't shed the stress either. But they are going to check. Not range 1. Checking the bullseye. They're going to use the big template. Ooh, this is so tense, Mark. I'm shaking. He's shedding the stress. So he can probably do a...
Jesus.
He's only got 1 force left. So he can't, he probably won't be able to get into range 1 with fine-tune controls. Either he does, take a target lock for mods in the future, or he boosts in with fine-tune and has a focus shot or something like that. Can we get an update on the other tables?
You want me to do that?
Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
With the Queenslanders?
Do you want me to just grab the results off of Jason or go and...
The results won't be published yet, I don't think. Just go, have a look at them
Yeah, man.
and see what they're saying. Cheers, dude. Oi, oi, oi. Or we can get Jason to do it.
That's all right.
So Morgan debating here the fine-tuned controls or just taking a target lock for double mods. Unless you get a range 1 shot onto Kylo, it's very unlikely that you're going to be getting damage through because that 3 dice is just so brutal. Interesting move with the barrel roll. Probably going to be going for mods or positioning in the future. The barrel roll, I don't think that gets range 1, and you don't really want to be taking like a naked dice shot at Kylo. Every shot at Kylo needs to count, especially if Kylo can like panic pilot you or do something similar. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm not sure what we're doing here. Checking the action. Let me just have a look. Okay, so he's taking a target lock on Scorch. Okay, so 3 plays 4, just a target lock for mods. Cocked dice, just 1 hit using the target lock. And here we go, 3 hits, and that's a dead Scorch. So they got very lucky there, very, very lucky. So I don't think Rick's going to die here either, so let's have a look. 3 plays 3, there's optics for 3. And just 1 shield, yeah. So Morgan's rune dice has been quite friendly for him. And these are the stream dice, exactly. All right, so Mark's just coming back here. We're just going to get an update on the rest of the games.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it? Queensland's looking like it's going down, huh?
Maybe.
Okay.
It could be a 4-2 to New South Wales.
4-2, yeah.
A lot of the games look very close.
Right.
One of them looks New South Wales.
Okay, sure. So we just had a range 3 shot into Scorch from Anakin, and he got killed. So
Wrecked.
yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that was.
Hang on, let me just
That's
put my feed
2
back
blanks.
So the stream dice being unkind. What?
in. Literally, just as I put it in my ear, Ben goes, ah.
Poor guy. Poor guy. Yeah, Rick only took 1 shield there, I believe. I've got to do the update there.
Please.
How do I do that? It is important to note, though, that Anakin didn't regen. So a move here from the SF to put pressure on Rick and Anakin is probably a good idea. And Kylo can either maintain pressure on that V19 or Rick or K-turn.
This SF, what did it do?
It did I think it did a...
Shot-wise.
Oh, shot-wise, it did no damage to Rick.
Jesus.
Yeah. And Carlo got he got 3 hits on Rick, and Rick rolled 2 of 8. So,
Yep.
Yep. And that range, long range shot into Scorch, killing it for the kill was quite brutal as well. So yeah. And Anakin's in a really commanding position, so if he knows that he can't get shots on Kylo, he'll just be able to regen, and he'll probably never get shot again. And with only 20 minutes left, Ben has got to put pressure onto Anakin, I think, to prevent that regen and maintain this points differential. So it'll be hard. Paint strip, yep, you can check out the standings as Isaac just posted up. New Zealand.
Fix this for you.
Okay, yep. Oh, there you go. New Zealand and okay, so Morgan's actually in the lead now, isn't he?
Yep.
Yep.
By 3 points.
Yeah, it's a tight one. So Kylo probably does a focus boost in here or a boost barrel roll.
Focus boost.
Yeah, there you go. But the issue is Anakin can come in, right?
Absolutely.
And put the pressure on Kylo.
Ben, yeah. Ben just really needs to get those points back.
Yeah, he does. He really does, actually. He needs to do as much damage to this V19 as possible. That's the beauty about Rick, though, right? So Morgan paid less than a quarter of his squad for Rick. Rick hasn't taken a shot yet, and he's absorbed so much firepower from Ben Doyle's squad. So it's really good. Really good move. The boost in, probably not bad. No, he's taking the target lock on that Zeta. You calling the 1 heart off Anakin here?
Looks like he's gone right.
Okay, he's probably going to take a shield back. Yeah.
Did he spend his last force last time?
He spent all 3. Yeah. So he did he had 2. He went down to 1. No, he spent a fine-tune controls to barrel roll and then shoot into Scorch range 3.
Right.
Yeah. So he's taken a lock on Kylo. I do wonder. Let me just ask Gemmel to.
Pretty sure he would have put the token down if he had regen.
Do you want me to go have a look?
You can ask Gemmel to do it.
Yeah. Oh, Gimmel's
Judge.
Judge. Cool. Alright, you hold the fort.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll have a yellow one while you're down there. Zeta on Rick. Just fucking spend the token, don't even roll. That's disrespect. Disrespect. Can I doodle on the stream again?
Go for it.
Nah, this game's being recorded. Yeah, probably keep it PGA. Probably won't doodle all over this game. People might want to watch it. You reckon Ben can win this?
Yeah, it's still any person's game, I think.
Top boy.
Yep, so we did regen a shield with Anakin.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're nicely using the Anakin alt art from the one that we commissioned up. I'll show you, don't worry.
I'm not sure they'll be able to... Oh, look at that.
It's kind of cool, right? Oh, that halo's looking real chaotic. We'll get there, maybe next, when we finish the round. So Ben's looking visibly frustrated, but Ben is also a real good sport, so he's copying it well. I think he's just blaming the stream dice. Thanks, Isaac. Did you provide them, or was that Marcus? Marcus? Okay, sure. Yep.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. You don't like beer, do you? Really? No, not bad.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing comes off.
Yeah.
Cheers. Bud.
Cheers.
To OTC 2019.
You're in a little kitchen thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's the green one is the...
I mean, Tim bought them. I don't know if we can. We're just helping ourselves though. I helped
Pretty
Tim,
sure he
you
said
know?
they were. I'm pretty sure he said they were for me and you.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
if we want to share with Isaac,
Go
I
on.
feel like we can.
Yeah.
No,
There's-
someone said, oh, there's beers in the fridge. So someone offered one.
There's Big and Hoppy, or there's Cranking IPA.
Man,
All right.
I really think that you just ignore that V19 now. So this is why. Okay, so I'll come back to what my point was earlier. This is why I firmly believe that Ben should have been dealing with the V19s earlier. One, it would have given him more points.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh. And two, it would have.
0 fucks given.
Well, yeah, fine-tune controls does take the damage though, so this gives Ben a chance to like finalize half points on Anakin. If he ever gets to shoot Anakin again, though, that's the question.
He's still got one recharge, right?
He does have one
There you go,
recharge,
take one off.
exactly. Yep. Yeah, so basically it reinforces what I was trying to say earlier. If Ben had have removed the V19s, he would have had like the remaining elements putting pressure on Anakin to, after he started to spend regens, reinforce that half points.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
for sure.
Getting half points on Anakin is a 3-point differential right now between the two squads. Morgan actually elected to not do any repositions there to make sure that he wouldn't get a damage in from the top SF there.
Yeah.
Do have a shot anyway though, so this could.
That looks. Ooh.
Don't do it, Ben. I think you have to shoot Anakin right now. Like the ball's in your court. The regens need to be spent. I would do it.
I know what he's thinking. He's thinking half points on a
On the
torrent
V19,
is good enough, but
he's
it's
still
not.
got full health there,
It's
right?
fucking not. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not going to do 3 damage.
No. Well, he only has 2 attack dice, so he needs to shoot Anakin.
Yeah, well,
Come on, Ben.
just do it, Ben.
Come on, Ben. We don't know who he shot. Optics on someone. I think it is Anakin. Oh!
Have that.
So that is a guaranteed half health on Anakin. So that's really important for equalizing this game out.
Which it hasn't.
What do you mean?
Hasn't updated.
Well, because
half points.
the points are already halved because the shields were down. but it's guaranteed half. So even if he regens that last shield
Oh,
off
yeah,
R2,
yeah,
he
of
won't
course.
get it back. Yeah, which means Anakin now needs to be really aggressive because Kylo can manhandle this V19. So yeah, what does chat think about that?
Draw us a picture of a dice that can roll a hit. This is a killer. You are not wrong. You are not wrong.
I just want to say
I Am That Dave has some pictures of hits.
I just want to say while Isaac's not here, if you guys can support Fearless Gundark's Twitch, he has done an absolutely phenomenal job. He actually drove down from Queensland, didn't catch a flight down, drove down from Queensland just to be here for this.
With Nobby as well.
With Nobby,
That's
which is
special.
just, yeah, it's hard. So just
Happy now?
a special thanks to Isaac for coming down. We really appreciate it. Just absolute, they call him the Iceman. Oh, he's back, he heard me. Hey.
Not
Hey,
only
bud.
did I draw you a dice, I drew you a d6, so it's even more likely to roll a hit.
Okay. So here we go. The 2 hard in. So he can put pressure on Anakin now with that back arc, and depending on the V19 does, he can put pressure on that as well. So I think Ben, that definitely did a 180 and has allowed Ben to take a commanding position. I know it's not points-wise, but he's in a commanding position now with his board status. With where Kylo is now, he can just absolutely put pressure on Anakin as well.
I've got a feeling he might go for that torrent.
I think you should now. Like, now that you've guaranteed half health on Anakin, just get as many points as possible, right?
I mean, I'm not a reasonable or conservative player, so I would be like, I'm going to kill that fucker, right? I'm going to go
Anakin
chase
or-
down Anakin,
Right.
and I'm going to make it work, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be
Yeah.
wrong.
So the
Whereas
2
Ben's
forward here,
like,
what's he done? Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
I think he probably thought that the V19 might go to the right-hand side of the board. Sorry, the top left. But that's okay. That's okay. Now he's firmly behind the V19. He won't get blocked anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And as long as Anakin doesn't get half health on the remaining Zeta, I think he's in a really, really good spot. What do you think about the chassis of the N1 fighter? Like, not having a K-turn, how do you feel about that? Because, like, it really prevents Rick from, like, kind of maintaining fight, you know what I mean? Which is why a lot of these players are kind of maintaining or equipping Rick with, like, Daredevil and stuff like that. What's up?
This is some classic saving points moves, right? I'm out. I'm getting out. He'll probably regen this,
Yep,
and then he's only got 12 minutes though.
he does.
Ben's got a turn to wipe that torrent off and be ahead,
Yep.
and then Morgan's the one who's going to have to come back and do something about it, and I don't know that he can.
I agree with you. So the 5K turn might have been good there, but the issue is if Morgan now enters the fight, it is easy for Ben to kill him unless
absolutely, yeah.
unless Morgan sticks every single move.
But I'm not sure. Like, unless somehow Ben fails to kill that thing next turn,
Yeah.
like that would be a bit tragic. But if he does kill it next turn, it's going to be really hard for Morgan to get back in and wipe these guys out.
I think it's probably guaranteed to get half on that V19 next turn. And then Morgan basically has the 10 minutes to get half on that
Do you reckon he can do it?
SF. I think he can get half health, yeah, because Rick's in a really good position to do like a 3 Talon roll or a 3 hard
So-
Daredevil.
By then, I would call the Gold Squadron Trooper gone
Yep.
and not just halved. So he's going to need to fully kill that Zeta,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he can.
Yeah. Look, I think the disengage.
I mean,
of
obviously,
Anakin-
I hope he can't. Slight bias.
So he's done a 4 forward there with the V19, which is white.
It's
So
the
he's just trying to
correct.
get
It's the
out of
correct option.
Yeah.
Because Kylo's got to do a hard.
it. Yeah. It just depends on what he wants to do with the pursuit moves as well. So he does a focus boost, and now that V19 is effectively Kylo Ren's plaything.
Yep.
And the Zeta Squadron Survivor, these TIE SFs have a really, really good dial to kind of pursue. They've got like the 3 bank.
Yeah.
Here's that 3 hard, 1 hard off of Daredevil, which is a really good move. But I don't think he'll have shots. And if he does, it might be through... Oh no, he'll have shots.
Ooh.
It won't be through a gas cloud either. So he could do it. Long range shot is very unlikely. But do you want to just sketch between the rock and the gas cloud there? So this entire yeah. So that now can be moved through by Rick. Like just belt it through to put pressure on Carlo and that.
Let's try lining that up a bit better. How about that?
So I think even the 3 forward fits there.
Lucky to be 2 turns left in the game, which is good for Ben. That's what I'm saying. Like, I agree. I believe Ben's going to...
There it is. So he doesn't get half, he just gets 1 health. So let me just do a quick math. What's 69 plus 18?
Sorry, I'm not listening. I'm updating this. I'm updating the overlay.
69 plus 18.
Stuff. 87?
Yeah, around that. So he'd get 13. So if Morgan gets... Yeah, so even if Morgan gets half of this Zeta and... no, I've been doing that wrong. My bad.
Sure.
So Morgan would be on 90 if he gets half of this...
if he gets half a Zeta,
SF.
Ben has to completely kill that Torrent.
Yep, exactly.
And if Ben gets half on the Torrent... Yeah, if they both get half, Morgan wins.
Yep,
if Ben
it'd be
completely
like
gets the Torrent, then Morgan has to completely get the Zeta.
Yep.
And I don't know that he can.
You don't think he can completely get the Zeta? It's hard. It's really
in 2
hard.
turns. Once that Torrent's gone, they're bailing, and they're gonna
Five
be as
forward, just
defensive
go
as they
out of
possibly
there.
can.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely. Yeah.
avoid any confrontation, which they might not be able to do, but he's still got to do 3 shields, 3 hull on that thing.
Yeah, look, they're tanky. You know, we thought that they're tanky in a different regard. The V19s can maintain the fight, like they can stay in there and do those like 1 bank barrel roll evades, linked actions, whereas the SFs can just like 5 forward, rotate the arc, take an evade action, and just kind of like be tanky in a different regard. So they're both fantastic support, I think. That's an interesting move of this SF because I feel like if he doesn't
Barrel
reposition,
roll, yeah.
so now he's turned off the offensive mods, but
Yeah,
he's done another 4 forward there.
Of course he
He's just trying to
is.
get out of there. So it's very unlikely that the SF will do damage to this V19. And
Maybe.
Rick could just scream in there, I think, and like take half health on this SF. But he did a 4 forward or 5 forward with the SF, so Rick won't be able to get extra dice. So this is really good, really good for Ben. Fantastic
focus
position.
boost, obviously.
There it is. Yep. Oh, here we go. So the 3 forward will.
I mean, there's still going to be another round, right?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not going to...
If they fast play, there could be 2.
What did he just shout? Because that might not be lined up with what he just said. I've got a feeling he just said 5 minutes.
He said 8 minutes.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So he's all good. Yep. Oh, it's tough, man.
It is. Morgan, they both know what they've got to do.
Oh, yeah. The win conditions are clear.
And now we just wait and see what the dice rolls say.
Yeah. So one thing that we allowed in this tournament, because it's not like an official FFG tournament, is that players can bring a pen and a paper to the board.
Can we talk about that
Yeah.
while we're here?
Yeah.
Because I am very grateful that we have floor rules now.
Yep.
Obviously, doing all the judging that I do. But that is one thing I really am not okay with.
The pen and paper.
Not being able to use
Not
them.
being able to
So
do
it
it,
counts as note taking, and note taking is against the rules.
Right.
But it costs people games. Oh, Jesus.
1 crit.
Use. Direct.
So Rick would have gone slower than the Zeta, yes. So we just need to make sure that they roll the. There we go. 2 hits anyway. Oh, he's got
Ben!
half on the on this
No,
Zeta.
he's done 2.
Yeah, but he's got half. So he's got half and down to 1. So it'll be. Where are we?
Sorry?
He's gone down to 2 health left on the Zeta. So Morgan.
Did I just take 2 off the wrong one?
Yes. Yeah, should be a crit. Do we know what the crit was on the?
Direct hit.
Was it
Yeah.
off the V19?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. So I think it's. Let me just do a quick damage check. You hold the fort.
Yeah, go and have a look.
Talk about the floor rules, Mark.
Yeah, so as I was saying, games have been won and lost, especially over last weekend at the System Open where it was super important, because players couldn't work out the scores during the game. And I'm not okay with games being won and lost just because somebody can't write down the score. Is it all good? Sick. Tell us what you think. All right, bitches, I'm back. Rick was slower than Zeta. Yeah, Zeta did the 4.
Yep, and they rolled the appropriate number of dice.
Yeah. So how do we go?
We're on 1 health left on this Gold Squadron Trooper.
And 2 on the Zeta.
Yep, exactly. So it's very unlikely that the Zeta survives this round. And it's very unlikely that the V19 survives this round as well. Which means that Morgan will likely just get in there.
He will, because there's no way that these two aren't getting arc on that Zeta.
Yeah. So did the Zeta Squadron just do a 3 hard? Or a 2 hard?
I don't know.
Because if he did a 3 hard, that's a really good move to shut down Rick.
Did you see?
Oh, no, I didn't.
What's the comments?
Comments?
I just replies to you.
But Mark, it slows down the game. Oh my god.
Okay, so Bat Nelson, what we're doing is like literally as it goes, we just go bam. We don't have to. You don't have to take time doing it.
So yeah, my recommendation is before the game, have a list in your hand. Every player should be given each other's lists, right? That's the rules. Jot down the points and the half points for every ship in his list. Just put it in a little bit of paper, and then you can just tick them off. Add them up as you go along. It takes no time at all. What takes time is when people continually ask their opponents what ships are worth. That's drawing the game out. People do that to slow down the game.
Yeah.
If you've got it all written down before the game even starts and you're just ticking them off, doing a little tally as you go along, doesn't take any time at all.
Yeah. It also allows for like just accuracy as well throughout the game. There's no misconceptions. It's just perfectly.
That's what I said when you
there.
left. Like it's really frustrating to see games won and lost just because people aren't sure on the score,
100%.
and that's like really
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
100%. So he's got 3. He
that
could
one?
kill
Is
it
that one?
if he only gets 1 evade. Oh, there's the evade. So he's only taken 1, which means Rick needs to polish off this SF ASAP.
Let me fix that.
Ooh, that's a big shot from Rick, I'll tell you what. Optics in, which
Boom.
means the V19's dead. So this last round will be really important if Rick can't kill this SF. So here we go. 2 hits.
Oh,
He's got him.
uh,
Which means Kylo really needs to put pressure on to Rick or Anakin in this last 2 minutes. What a great game. Real back and forth.
Kylo's stressed.
Kylo can do it. You know, if there's no slow play, they actually might be able to get 2 rounds in here. But it's
Neither of them play slowly.
They don't, exactly. Which is one reason playing these guys is so good, because they won't waste your time. They're just like, damn,
absolutely.
damn.
They both know what's happening next turn before they even finish it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. The really like scary thing is when you're playing one of these guys and you're still rolling dice in the engagement phase and they're already setting their dials. It's like an absolute...
I mean, maybe that's a bit excessive, twitchy. It would be nice if people did that, but I don't feel like it's necessary. If you want to take notes of the ship values of yourself, then you should be able to, as far as I'm concerned.
This is where
But as it stands, you're not.
Daredevil on Kylo here would be fantastic, but I'm glad that they can't take it.
Go for the block.
I think what he has to do is pray that this activation takes less time than...
So that's a 3 bank, easy.
Ooh.
That was always going to be a 3 bank. Ben knows. He's just hoping Anakin went hard.
Yeah, Anakin's probably done like a 5k here though. That's the question. I mean, that's the issue. Gets the evade.
Even if he hasn't, he's
safe.
double repo. Even if he's gone hard in, he's double repo and he's out of the arc.
The Talon roll here off Kylo is like probably quite a good move if he gets time to do it, which he should.
He won't.
You don't reckon? They've just got one set of dice to roll.
If they're outside of the time at all, then it might.
Here he goes, and they're just going to
I know
roll.
what Morgan's like. He'll just smash through
Oh
this.
my goodness
fucked.
gracious! Not half health. That's the important part. Ben has 20 seconds to set a dial.
2 shields.
Yep. Not half points,
Set
which is
your
really
dial.
important.
Set your dial.
Yeah, there's no way that they're not going to have any time for this. I'm just going to stick my head out and say time of the round. So I think the talent...
Yeah, go on. In.
I don't know how accurate that is.
Check the computer on the. Yeah. You know what you're doing. Alright, well now they can take their time on this round. Because the time for the round's about to be called, and this will be the last one.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left. Did you yell it at them?
No, Gamel's going to do it.
Cool.
Oh, my crotch is invisible.
Block, bang. 100%. Thanks, Iceman. 100%.
What a great round. I do wonder who came on top of this one, though. All right, Ben has to do the 3 talon roll. He might actually talon roll like in towards us, like toward the bottom of the board here, which means that he might not be able to escape. Like Rick won't be able to escape.
That's half health if he fucks that up.
If he fucks it up, it is. Yeah, absolutely. But if he doesn't, then he gets half health off Rick. I think he's going to the other direction though. Oh, he's just getting the token out.
The template, yeah. So, purple crotch. Did I miss something? So,
Oh no.
that's yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
The Queensland matchup so far, what? The Queensland matchup so far have been the 3 toughest we could imagine.
They
right?
have been, yeah, absolutely.
The 3 top teams that I called out last night: Victoria, Queensland, New South Wales.
We've had them all.
So we've had Victoria and Queensland, and Singapore.
You're Queensland.
Thanks. Fucking hell. Yeah, so New South Wales, Victoria, and Singapore, they're basically the top 3 teams to face.
Yep.
So hopefully it's plain sailing from here on out. We get the 4 Chud teams. Shouldn't call them that, but I'm going to. And then we can get all our points in this afternoon and tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. No, a lot of the upset came from the randomization. And they were like, "What? I'm playing New South Wales first." But it can be a good thing to like get those tough matches out of the way first. Stress less. Think, okay, like I've had the big boogeymen, then I'll just relax for the rest of the game.
What is
What's what?
the schedule for what's next?
On
Who's
stream?
Queensland playing next?
Who's Queensland playing next? Let's get that up. 1 second.
Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Is that 4K?
He's done it. Yep. That's a good move though. It's guaranteeing shots. It just guarantees it.
Yeah, but is he guaranteeing his shots through a rock?
You gotta do it, man.
You know he's gone hard. Yeah, easy. 5 straight.
Yeah. What about Annie though? It's very unlikely.
Quentin, stop it getting involved in the game.
Who's Quentin?
I can hear Quentin talking
can
to
you?
him.
I can't find who's up next here. Oz X-Wing. This is so good, man.
How fucking good is that?
So good.
It makes me so happy.
I was thinking we should put like thick Jaren up there, but
Thick Jaren.
didn't you see that?
Did he take that well?
I don't know. It was real funny though. Oh,
Oof.
1 hard. I think he can escape.
He's boost barrel roll.
Barrel boost, yeah. Either way. Or does he want half health? Is he hungry? Morgan can't lose this game.
Morgan doesn't need half health.
No. He's going to
Morgan
absolutely
needs to
get out
not
of there.
take that shot, and
Yep.
he's won. Actually, no, there's a long range at Rick which could randomly twist this game up, but it's not going to, is it? Let's be
No,
honest.
surely not. He'll have 5 dice.
Doesn't matter which way, Morgan. He's still going to do
He
it.
wants the shot.
He's
Alright, where are we?
Alright,
I don't have it yet.
that is definitely out, right?
Yep. But Anakin will have a shot.
Anakin's going to take a disrespect shot.
I'm just trying to find up who's next. Where's Isaac?
Oh my fucking god. Spend 2 force, 3 hits and a crit.
Yeah, he can't avoid the half health here.
He's only got 1 force left.
Just
2
don't do it.
force.
Just don't spend it.
Don't spend it!
Because now he doesn't have any mods for the shot. Oh, but it wouldn't matter, would it?
No.
Because the half health. Exactly. Well, that was a fantastic game. Really, really good game from both players. There you go. Okay, great game, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. We're going to be back shortly with I believe it's Bad Motivators up against Australian Capital Territory on stream next.